Hello, everyone. Welcome to 2D Board Gamers. My name is Dave.
And I am Dirk.
And today we're going to do part 3 of our Marvel Champions Learn to Play. We're going to do a little bit of deck building with the core set. This will be our last video of just the core set. We'll do more deck building videos, but this is just all you need is the core set for what we're going to do here.
Yeah, with the core set, there's not a whole lot of opportunities to do a lot of variation with decks, but there is some there, so we are definitely going to do a little bit there because there's a couple of cards that I'm going to pull out. I already know. So
okay, this is also going to be our homage to Spider-Man: Homecoming, the movie, because I'm going to play as Iron Man,
and I'm going to play as Peter Parker.
But unfortunately, Vulture is not a villain that is in the game. He's a minion, but we don't have a Vulture villain yet. So we are going to use one of the villains from the core set. We're going to use Claw. So it
makes sense. A Vulture's got talons here. Those are claws, right?
Yeah, so it's kind of like Homecoming meets Age of Ultron, I guess, or something. All right. Anyways, we're going to go to the table, and we'll show you what we're going to do to our
decks. See you in a minute.
Okay, so we're going to show... So I got Iron Man here, so I'm going to play Iron Man Justice. And who are you playing?
So I'm going to be playing Spider-Man, and I'm going to be playing with the protection aspect.
Okay, so I've taken the Justice cards that normally come with with Spider-Man, and I'm going to remove a few of the cards. And like Dirk mentioned in the opening, there's not a lot of deck building you can do, but you can do some. So I'm going to get rid of these 2 copies of Great Responsibility. What this card does is when any amount of threat would be placed on a scheme, you could take it as damage instead. I start at 9 hit points. I mean, I do get buffed up. You'll see Iron Man can get buffed up, but that's a good card for maybe Spider-Man, but not a great card for me. I'm going to get rid of an emergency because when the villain schemes, you can reduce the amount of threat by 1. It only costs 0, but it's not, to me, that's not that very useful of a card. And I'm going to get rid of an interrogation room because it's max 1 per player. I can't play it on another person. So once I play an interrogation room, this is nothing but a resource in my deck. Now, in the starter decks, you've got 2 copies of each card, but you are allowed to have 3 copies of any card with the exception of like these Power of Justice, which is max 2 per deck. So I'm going to add a 3rd copy of For Justice, which is the main thwarting event. Costs 2, remove 3 threat, 4 instead if I spin a mental. I'll add a 3rd copy of the Surveillance Team, so I can use it to remove some threat. And since we don't have Aggression Player and I got rid of a couple cards I didn't want, I'm throwing in Haymakers, which is like a basic attack. So it costs 2, it does 3 points of damage. So I end up with 3 Haymakers, 3 Surveillance Teams, 3 For Justice, 1 Interrogation Room. I got rid of the emergency, and I got rid of the 2 Great Responsibilities.
Okay.
So what do you got, Dirk?
All right. So what I'm actually going to do is first thing I'm also getting rid of the emergency that was in my deck, and the same reason it is a 0 cost card. That removes a threat. Not as useful as some of the other cards, and since we do have a Justice player in the game, I don't think that it's that good of a trade-off for me. So I'll be removing that, and then there are 2 counter punches in the starter deck that those I can, after I defend against attack, I can deal an amount of damage equal to mine. But since Spider-Man only does 2 attack, yeah, again, it's a 0 cost event, but I've got other cards that I think will play into the deck a little bit better. So I will be removing those 3, and what I'm adding is I'm adding a 3rd copy of Get Behind Me. So this one is one that allows me to basically, I can, when an encounter card or treachery card is revealed, I can play one of these and I can cancel its when revealed effect. The villain will attack me. But with Spider-Man, the villain attacking me is actually something I kind of want to happen a little bit because I can get card draw off of it. So do that, and then I will also be taking and adding 2 copies of First Aid into my deck. Since I am the protection player, I figure that kind of that rounds out my protection a little bit more as well. So removing 3 0-cost cards, replacing with 3 1-cost cards, so I'm not raising the expense of the deck too terribly much. And I think it kind of plays into what I'm going to do a little bit better.
Okay, so in part 1, we played with Spider-Man Justice. So you've seen some of these Justice cards, you've seen Spider-Man, but we'll kind of do a quick little review here. Peter Parker, he has a Recovery 3, and he can generate a mental resource with a science ability when he's an alter ego. And when he's a hero, he's a 1, 2, 3, and like Dirk said, when the villain initiates an attack against you, you get to draw a card. And when he's got his Get Behind Me's, he could get extra card draw, conceivably. And it does not say limit once per phase, so. And Iron Man is gonna, so I'm gonna remove the obligations. I hadn't pulled the obligation stuff out yet. Okay. So Iron Man here, Tony Stark, we haven't seen him in play yet. So he is Recovery of 3. He's got the Futurist ability. I can look at the top 3 cards of my deck, add 1 to my hand, and discard the others, limit once per round. And when I'm Iron Man, I'm a forward of 2, attack of 1, defense of 1. I get +1 hand size for each tech upgrade I control to a maximum hand size of 7. You can see here I start with 1 hand size. So I need to build up my armor. So, like the rocket boots is 1. I've got several armor pieces that I need to find in my deck and get out. And each armor piece that I can get out will increase my hand size. And I only have 9 hit points. Okay, folks, we're going to go through the setup. So, select your heroes. We did. I'm playing as Iron Man.
And I am Spider-Man.
Okay, so that's step 1. Then we have our decks assembled already. Set our hit point dials. So mine is at 9.
I'm 10.
Select the first player. We've chose Spider-Man. That's step 3. Step 4, we set the obligations off to the side, which Dirk has done.
Got them here.
Step 5, we set our Nemesis sets aside. So that's these guys. Step 6, we're going to shuffle our player decks. So as you see a player deck, in case this is the first time you've seen one of these videos, there's 3 types of cards. There is your hero cards, there's your aspect cards, and then there are basic cards. So we shuffle those all together. We've got our tokens. Most of them are kind of up here, off camera, but that's okay. So we're shuffling our deck. All right, that's step 7. Now we're going to assemble the villain deck. So the villain we selected is Claw.
Claw.
And so Claw, he comes in with 12 hit points per player. So we take the villain dial, which is the big dial. We're going to set it for 24. He's got a scheme of 2, attack of 0. But he has a forced interrupt ability. When Claw attacks, give him an additional boost card for the activation. So, can you just hand me a couple of villain cards? So normally when a villain attacks, you use his base ability, which in this case is 0, and you count the little triangles on the bottom. But for Claw, he's going to get 2 cards. So here it would be 4 in that case. Claw also has something different that Rhino doesn't have, which some of these have a little star. And so underneath this line, that is a boost ability that will trigger when he activates against us. Claw will use his attack against a player who's in hero form, and he'll use a scheme against a hero who is an a player who's an alter ego.
But that boost ability only occurs whenever he activates against us. It does not occur during the encounter phase unless that forces him to activate against us.
Okay. So now we are going to, so we selected the villain. So we got Claw, so we need his modular set. So we go over here to side 1A.
And then here's the cards from this modular set.
Right. So here, the first paragraph just talks about like how to construct the deck. So here it says you claw 1 and claw 2. Use claw 2 and claw 3 if you're playing expert mode. Claw and standard encounter set. And then one modular set, which in this case is the Masters of Evil, which are some pretty beefy villains. So we're going to assemble the deck at this point. So Dirk is shuffling off camera right now. So he's taking the claw cards, he's taking the Master of Evil cards, and the standard set. And one of the things that's new now with 1.5 is you actually shuffle your obligations in the deck. Originally you didn't. So we're going to play with the 1.5 rules. And the reason it's going to make a difference is when we get to side 1B here, which people might already be ahead of us. We're going to discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Put that minion into play, engage with the first player. But we have one more setup on side 1A that we have to do still. So I got a little ahead of ourselves. So Dirk, you need to find a defense network side scheme and set it out.
That's a 1A?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a side scheme. This symbol here is a crisis, which means we have to remove threat from this scheme before we can remove threat from the main scheme. Then it says, when revealed, place one additional threat per player. Since we're playing 2 players, it's going to end up with 4. So we'll put that guy there with 4. We'll set that. So one thing Claw has different than Rhino is there's actually 2 stages. So Rhino, when this scheme ended, the game was over. In this case, if this ever reaches 12, we're going to read 2A and continue to 2B, which has 8 threat per player. And if this ever succeeds, then Claw will win. So we have a little bit of more time than we did with Rhino. Okay. The last thing.
So the deck is shuffled.
Okay. The last thing we do now is discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Put that minion into play. Engage the first player.
Okay.
And we'll set that guy there.
And so I get Tiger Shark. So those are discards because it said to deal from the encounter deck or because it was not a search. So
right.
Yeah, we revealed until we revealed one. Okay. So he will be engaged with me.
So that was, we got the hit point dial. This is step 10 that we just did where we resolved the scheme. And then 11 is we shuffled the encounter deck. Okay. Now we can begin by drawing our opening hands and doing our mulligans and stuff.
Okay.
So we'll put Claw 1 here. He has 24 hit points. So we'll put that right there. That's Dirk's dial.
6.
There's my dial. Let me switch to Tony Stark. Okay. And then we'll go over the cards when we play them. Oops. Yeah, let's put Marvel right side up instead of upside down. So Tiger Shark has got. Let's show Tiger Shark off. Tiger Shark has 6 hit points, and then he's got a forced response. After Tiger Shark attacks, he gains a tough status. So that's these status cards, and when any player or villain gets a tough status, or minion in this case, they take any amount of damage. You remove the tough status instead of taking damage. So that'll make it harder to defeat Tiger Shark. And he does have a boost ability down here, but that's only if he was drawn as a boost. Since he's already out, we don't worry about that. All right, so you're first, Peter.
Okay, so I'm looking at what I've got here, and I'm actually going to mulligan. We're going to try, let's see, I want to keep that. And we're going to mulligan 2 cards because I'm trying to find some offense to get rid of him because I really don't want him to come out attacking, and I do have a little bit of attack. What is my attack? Is 2, so a total of 5, so I'm actually 1 shy. So let me draw my 2 cards and see what they are.
Okay. Meanwhile, I'm going to
Okay.
mulligan 5 cards because the big thing with Tony is I need to build my armor pieces, so I'm probably going to stay down for a bit. So almost everything here is hero. The Avenger Mansion would be nice, but I really would rather have armor pieces than the Avenger Mansion right now. So I'm going to keep Pepper though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I still didn't get any armor pieces.
Oh, wow, this is going to be fun.
I did get Nick though, so that'll help. Yeah, I'm just going to have to go through my deck as fast as I can, apparently.
Oh, this is not going to be fun at all.
Well,
I can do 5 damage to him. That's all I can do to him.
5. I could do 2 with Nick.
Okay, that'll work then. Okay, so, all right, so let's get this out of here, out of the way. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a total of 2 resources to play, or 3 resources, I'm sorry. So if the strength is worth 2 and power protection is only worth 1 because I'm just using it to play a basic card, so that'll bring my Helicarrier into play.
Okay, so those who may not have seen Helicarrier before, so Helicarrier is a great card. As an action, you can exhaust the Helicarrier and choose a player, and that player gets to reduce the cost of the card that they want to play by 1. So you get a 1 resource discount. So, like, say on my turn, I could say, hey, I would like to use the Helicarrier. Dirk would exhaust it as an action. So I call for an action. He would exhaust it, choose me, and then I would get the discount.
Which is going to happen because I don't need it.
Oh, well.
So now Peter Parker, while Peter Parker, he actually has an ability called Scientist that allows me to generate a mental resource while he's in hero mode. So I'm going to actually
Alter ego.
or alter ego mode. Yeah, I'm sorry. So I'm actually going to use that ability to generate a mental resource to play a Spider Tracer. And this is a card that we did not see whenever we played him earlier, at least I don't remember seeing. But I attach this to a minion, and once that minion is defeated, then we will remove 3 threat from any scheme.
Which is nice
So-
because I won't be removing threat for a little bit.
Right, so we will attach that to Tiger Shark. Then I will flip over to hero mode. I will attack Tiger Shark for 2. And then I will spend 2 resources to play a Haymaker. And the Haymaker is one that we talked about earlier in the deck building, but that allows me to deal 3 damage to an enemy. So I will deal 3 damage to Tiger Shark. And pass the turn.
So he has 1 hit point left at this stage. Okay. So I'm going to pitch 1, 2, 3, 4 cards to get Nick Fury out. So Nick Fury, he costs 4. He's got 3 health. He's got 2 thwart, 2 attack. But he has, after Nick Fury enters play, I choose. I can either remove 2 threat from a scheme, I could do 4 damage to an enemy, or I could draw 3 cards. I'm going to choose to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's nice.
Did you
Okay.
get any armor pieces yet?
Not yet, but I'm going to work on it. I got my futurist bill. I have 0 armor pieces. They're all like on the bottom of the deck, which would be bad if they're all show up in the same hand. But I'm going to activate Nick. So he has basic abilities just like other players, or like our heroes. So I get thwart for 2, or I can attack for 2. And these have the little stars here, which means they take a consequential damage. So I'm going to have Nick attack Tiger Shark.
So that will deal 2 points to Tiger Shark, which is enough to defeat him.
Right, I'll exhaust Nick, and then he will take 1 consequential damage for that.
And then when Tiger Shark is defeated, however, because of the Spider Tracer, I can now remove 3 threat from a scheme, so we will remove 3 from the defense network.
Okay. And again, that has the crisis. Oops, sorry. It's got the crisis symbol, so we cannot remove any threat off the main, which currently 0, but until this is gone. But that's almost gone now. All right, I'm going to use energy for Pepper, and then no, I'm not going to do that yet.
Pepper costs 3.
Well, she costs 3 anyways, yeah. But no, I want to use my futurist ability first. All right, I'm going to take my helmet, so I got 1 piece. Yeah, I'm going to use 2, 3. So I'm going to spin 3 to get Pepper. Now Pepper's power is I can exhaust Pepper and generate the resources in the top card of my discard pile. So right now I have an energy on top, so that would generate 2 resources. I will do that to get my Mark V helmet. Only costs 1, but now when I'm up, I can remove a threat, and then if I'm aerial, which I have a card called Rocket Boots that I can trigger, then I'm aerial, and then this is 1 threat per scheme. So if I would come up right now, I would have a hand size of 2, because I get 1 plus 1 for each tech. So I am not planning on coming up with just 2, but Nick can defend for you.
Okay.
And I actually didn't need your helicarrier, so that's rare that we...
You were holding your card? What? Oh, okay.
The Power of Justice, yeah. I'm actually going to discard that card, because I'm not planning on playing any Justice cards for a while. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, and so then whenever, I'll
6.
exhaust and I draw up, which gives me 5 while I am in hero mode.
And I have 6 because I'm still alter ego. All right, then now we go to the villain stage. So they get these player reference cards. I guess I didn't have it on the hero side, but we'll get back to that. So we have 5 stages during the villain's turn. So step 1 is we add threat to the main scheme. So we look at this little symbol here, and it says 1 per player. So we add 2 threat to the main scheme. That's step 1. So that's 2 out of 12. Step 2, the villain is going to activate against each of us. So when you're hero, Spider-Man's hero, so he's going to attack. I'm alter ego, he's going to scheme. So he's going to attack you for a base 0.
Okay, so as soon as he initiates the attack, so anybody who watched the first video that had Spider-Man in it might remember this, but if not, Spider-Man has the ability to, when an attack is initiated against him. So at this point right now, then he gets to draw a card, and it's his Spider Sense. Ooh, nice card. Okay.
I think we have right here.
Yep.
All right, and then now you declare a defender. So I'm going to declare Nick as the defender. So if there's any weird effects would pop up, it would affect me because I'm jumping in the way. So it's 0 plus 1. Put weapons runner play engage with me. So since I jumped in it, he's going to engage with me. And Nick takes 1 damage. So Nick's actually still alive, but he is gonna go away. But now the unfortunate thing is, so villains activate, then minions. So if Dirk had any minions, they would activate against him. Now comes to me. So now he's going to thwart, and the weapons runner is going to thwart, because we do villain, then we do minion. So Claw is going to... Oh, yeah, wrong ones.
Wrong ones.
Claw thwarts or schemes for 2, 3, because it's got 1 triangle.
Okay, so we're going to put the 5 on there and pull these off.
And then this guy just schemes for 1.
So there we go.
So we're halfway to stage 1 being completed.
Okay, so...
Now, step 3 is we get our encounter cards.
Okay, so for our encounter cards, we'll play... I got an armored guard, so I now have an armored guard in front of me.
And he's got guard and toughness.
Yep.
And I get an illegal arms factory. Place 1 additional threat here. So this has got another symbol. This is called the hazard symbol. So we're going to get dealt an extra encounter card. So since we have 1 hazard right now, whoever's the first player is going to end up with 2 encounter cards instead of just 1.
But that does not happen immediately. That'll happen while that, or whenever we go around to the encounter dealing phase.
That will trigger, yeah, on turn 2. So 3 plus 1 per player, so that's 5.
So we'll put a 5 on there.
And now Nick's power is if he's still in play at the end of the round, which is right now, he gets discarded. So Nick goes away.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay, and then the last thing we'll do is pass the first player token.
All right. So I don't think I have any. I'm pretty sure I don't have any tech pieces in my discard pile. No, I've been waiting for them impatiently. Okay, so I'm going to use my Futurist ability. So I get to look at the top 3 cards of my deck, add 1 to my hand, and discard the others. I'm going to throw this up so people can read it. So I draw 3 cards. And so I have 2 of my armor pieces. All right, so I'm going to take the Power Gauntlets and I discard the other 2 cards. Then I'm going to use Strength for Stark Tower. And what Stark Tower does is I choose a player. And that player gets the top tech upgrade in their discard pile. So I'm going to choose myself, which will get me these rocket boots. Then I'm going to use Pepper's ability to trigger the Strength again to get a Powered Gauntlet. So I have 2 of my armor pieces now. I'm going to discard 2 cards to get my other Powered Gauntlet. And I'm going to discard a card. It sucks, it's a Helicarrier, but it gets me my rocket boots. So I now have 5 armor pieces. So
even though you've got 4.
I mean 4 armor pieces, so I'll have a hand size of 5.
So at this point in time, I'm thinking we might need you to come up.
That's what
because we've got so much out here, and with the toughness, it's going to make the armored guard hard for me to deal with.
Okay. All right, I will flip up. I'm going to use my helmet, which I'm not aerial, so it just removes 1 threat. So I'm going to remove the threat off the Crisis. And then Power Gauntlet, I'll knock the tough off of your guy for you.
Okay.
And I can do, so this is used. The rocket boots can't trigger because I have no mental.
Okay, so
I can do 1 damage to my guy or your guy. Or I can do 2 damage to my, I can either take out my guy.
take out your guy.
Okay. So I'll do 1 damage with the Power Gauntlets and 1 damage with my basic.
Okay, because the armored guard, I mean, if he hits me for 1, I can deal with it.
Okay. And that is my turn.
Okay, so then what I will do is, let's see, the first thing we're going to do here is,
It's like, hi, Peter, need some help?
let's see,
But that's the moment, like in the movie.
okay, so I'm going to spend 3 resources,
Okay.
and, oh, no, never mind, he has guard. Shoot. Wish I'd have realized that, wish that would have clicked, I would have asked you to hit him instead.
I couldn't have killed him.
Well, no, but I would, if the 2 of us together could have.
Oh.
With just a point. But that's okay. Well, I guess I'll just waste the damage on him, but I need to get rid of him then. So I will play 3 resources to play Swinging Web Kick, which what that allows me to do is deal 8 damage to a target.
Right.
I wanted to do it to Claw, but unfortunately I'm going to have to do it to the Armored Guard. And so I deal 8 damage to him. It does not have overkill, so he's gone, but 5 unspent damage there. And then I will spend my last resource. I will play an Armored Vest on myself, which what an Armored Vest does is you can play under any player's control. So I do have 2 of these in my deck, so I can play one on Tony here in a bit, but it increases my defense by 1. So I now have a defense of 4. And I will take, and I'm going to thwart for 1. Doesn't seem like a lot, but any little bit's going to help right now so that this doesn't pop on us. And that's the end of my turn.
And that's Mr. Stark to you, kid.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I get, my hand size is 1 plus 1 for each tech upgrade. I currently have 4 tech upgrades. That gives me a hand size of 5. And there's my arc reactor. That's good. All right. So we add 2 threat because we're on the villain phase again. So that's up to 7 of 12. He's going to attack me. I'm just going to take it.
So, wait a minute, hold on.
Unless you have a way to stop it.
So, I'm actually going to block the attack against you.
Okay.
So I'm blocking for 4.
All right. So he's attacking for 0, Just one, but you have to discard a random card.
Uh-oh, this could be bad for me.
Since he jumped in the way, that means he gets the boost ability from Radioactive Man.
So discarding a random card could be really bad for me because my plan was to backflip away from this. Let's hope I don't lose my backflip. Go ahead. Not that card. No. What do we got?
It's a med team.
Okay. So I take no damage from that.
All right. And now Claw's going to attack you.
So when he initiates the attack against me, I draw a card.
All right.
Oh, I would have loved to have kept that card, but I'm going to have to spend it for a resource.
And now he's exhausted, so he can't choose to defend. So he's just taking this, whatever it is.
I'm just taking it, but...
And it is 2.
2?
Yeah.
Wow. Is that worth it? Or do I keep the backflip? I think I'm just going to take that and keep the backflip for 2.
All right. And this is Tony's obligation, but it showed up as a boost, so we don't have to deal with it. Yeah, so with a boost, you just count the triangles. You don't care about the text. Now we're in the counter phase.
Oh, wait, how much? Oh, no, he did 2 because I couldn't block. That's right. Okay.
Now we resolve. All right. I just realized Dirk pointed out that we got a hazard here, so I'm actually going to get a second encounter card. Okay. So my first encounter card is Masters of Mayhem. Each Masters of Evil minion attacks a hero it is engaged with. If no attacks were made, this way search the encounter deck and discard pile for a Masters of Evil minion and put into play engage with you, then shuffle the encounter deck. So I get a friend. I get Melter. Okay.
And so since it's a search, he can pick which one he wants. And Melter, in his particular situation, Melter's not as bad as some of the others right now.
And then my second encounter. So each player, we do it in player order, but you resolve all the encounter cards you get. So my second encounter card is Solid Sound Body. So this is an attachment for Claw. Claw gains Retaliate 1. You can spend one of each resource to get rid of it. But Retaliate means when you hit him, unless you're using an attack with range, you're going to take 1 back from him. So that's an expensive way to get rid of it, but we can.
Okay, and then what I draw is an advance. So it's when the villain schemes against me.
Right. So he schemes for 2 plus 2. So
It's
it's
a total of 4. So that puts us at 11. So we are 1 away.
1 away from it popping.
Okay, so
And then at the end of the turn, I move the first player marker.
okay, so I think I'm going to do something to help you out here just a little bit. Well, more than just a little bit. I'm going to spend 3 resources, play a swinging web kick, and I will get rid of Melter for you.
Oh,
so
thank
you
you.
don't have to worry about him attacking.
That's nice.
And I'm going to hold on to the card that I've got. I'm exhausted, so I can't do anything else, and I have a helicarrier available. Pass the
Ooh.
turn. Or it's your turn. I'm done.
I could use that helicarrier.
Hopefully you can use it to get rid of some threat.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I have 2 armor pieces, but I also have 2 for justices as well. The best way I can see doing this is so right now
Do you have
everything.
anything to spend that's a mental that...
Well, I do. So I
Oh, I
Ariel.
have to increase the 4 justice, though.
No. But I am going to use... Oh, I forgot. I get +1 hit point with my rocket boots. So let's give myself an extra hit point. I'm going to spin the rocket boots to trigger the rocket boots. And I'm aerial, so I get all the aerial abilities. So I'm going to remove 1 threat from each scheme. So that'll go down to 4. That one's down to 10. And I'm going to hold on to my... you know what? I can either remove 3 threat or 4 threat. I think the arc reactor will be better. So I'm actually going to
If
spin...
you use Pepper
I can use...
to generate to get the blue for justice.
That's true. I could do that. But then I couldn't get the arc reactor out. Which would activate me. Yeah.
Well, wait a minute.
No, I can do that.
You still got my helicarrier, remember?
Oh, that's true. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, let's do mental and energy. I'll do a 4 justice. We'll remove 4 threat from the main. And then I'll use your helicarrier and the other 4 justice for the arc reactor. So now the arc reactor, I can exhaust it to ready Iron Man. And that gives me another armor piece. So now I'll have a hand size of 6. So I am going to thwart for 2. This is a, yeah, I'm going to get rid of this one. Thwart for 2.
Okay.
And then I'll exhaust the arc reactor to ready, and then thwart for 2 again to get rid of the illegal arms factory.
All right, there we go.
And then I could do 4 points of damage to claw, but I would take 2 retaliate. I don't know if that's worth it. Yeah. I will.
What's your hit points up to now? 10 right now.
I'm at 10.
Okay, but you're getting close to your last armor pieces,
Right.
so you'll be getting a boost there. So
Yeah, I think
You're
I will. I'm going to basically, so each power gauntlet, since I'm aerial, will do 2 damage, but that's 2 different attacks. Unfortunately, I will get retaliate because it doesn't have range, which is a keyword that shows up later on. So that's 2, 4, so he goes down to 20. But since that was 2 attacks, I actually take 1 hit point damage from each, so I am down to 8.
welcome to the club.
Yeah. All right, and that was
Okay.
in my turn. I ready all my
Ready mine as
armor
well.
pieces.
And draw
1,
4
2,
cards.
3, 4, 5, 6. There's my armor. That's what I wanted to see. That will give me 6 extra hit points, so that's nice. Okay. Then we add 2 threat, so this is back up to 8 of 12. And he is going to attack you.
Okay, so when it's initiated, I will draw my card.
And then are you going to defend or not?
I think I am just going to let him swing.
So he's hitting you for 0, 3,
3.
and then you get a friend.
Okay.
So that's
I'm
3.
going to spend my backflip to avoid the damage.
Yeah, so that had 3 triangles, and this had a star ability, which means he's going to have to deal with that.
So,
And then your backflip, I don't know if we've shown backflip.
oh, yeah, just in case. Yeah, not in this game, I don't think we
So when you would take any amount of damage, you can prevent all that damage. So, but the weapon runner kind of snuck in during the villain's attack, so now he's going to attack him for 1.
And since he is a minion and not a villain, I don't get my spider sensibility, but I am just going to take the 1 point of damage from him. So I am now down to 7.
Okay. And then Claw is going to initiate an attack against me. I have a defense of 1, so I don't see any reason to defend. I'm just going to take it. Probably have to go down. He hits me for just 2. That's not so bad. There was a 0 and a 0 and a 2. So I take 2 damage. I'm down to 6. And now that the hazard's gone, we each get just 1 encounter card. You're welcome.
Okay, so I got Claw's Vengeance, so I'm in hero form. So Claw attacks you. If this attack deals damage, place 1 threat on the main scheme. So I will draw my card for initiating the attack, and then I'm going to block this attack.
All right. So he's doing 0, just 0.
That means something bad's happening.
But there is a boost. If this activation does damage to you, exhaust your hero, which
Okay,
is already exhausted,
I'm already exhausted, but it does no damage.
and it
to
did
me.
no damage as well.
Wow.
But the net result is he's still exhausted, which is what Claw's goal was. And then my encounter is I get Whirlwind. So Whirlwind is a 1/2. When Whirlwind attacks, you also resolve this attack against each other hero. So he just spins around and around and tries to take everybody down.
Okay, well that changes what I might do, I think, then.
All right.
So he doesn't have guard or anything, right?
No, he does not.
So I do have a swinging web kick, but that means I can't do what I was going to do. But that's fine.
Okay. And my mental card I want to use because it's an armor piece. So I'm doing 1.
So here's a question.
3, yeah.
What would the helicarrier do for you? I have a use for it, but if yours is better, I'm willing to give it up.
The helicarrier would allow me to either A, do 4 points of damage, or B, put heroic intuition on me, so then I could thwart for 3, or 6 when I'm aerial, or no, 6 because I got my arc reactor.
Okay, let's give you the helicarrier then. I have a med team, but I think I can hold on to the med team then if you've got that.
And I think I want to thwart instead of attack probably. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to pitch 3 cards to. Oh yeah, you said give me the helicarrier.
I can give you the helicarrier.
Yeah, let's pitch 2 cards
And the
helicarrier.
Okay.
To get my Mark 5 armor, which gives me 6 more hit points. So now I'm up to 12.
Which is part of why I didn't think the med team was as crucial right now.
Yeah, and then I think I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to get the heroic intuition on myself, I think, and I'm going to use Pepper for that for 1, and that. Give myself heroic intuition. And we'll hold on supersonic punch for next turn. I will thwart for 3, and then I'll use my arc reactor, which readies me, and I'll activate again to remove 3 more threat. So that guy is down to 2.
That's much more comfortable.
And then I'm not aerial, so I don't get to do the aerial, so that's only removes 1. And I can do. Do you have an attack that's small, or do you?
No, all I have is a swinging web kick.
Oh,
So since I'm blocked, but if you can get rid of
Oh
weapons runner.
yeah. I didn't see him there.
You can do 2 points of damage.
Yep,
Right?
yep. I'll kill your weapons runner.
Okay, that works for me.
All right.
Okay, so then what I will do is I will spin 1, 2, 3, and play a swinging web kick to get rid of Whirlwind, so that we don't have to deal with him attacking everybody. And I will actually end my turn right there.
All right. So now we ready?
Oops, ready. Draw up.
I get 1. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I get a hand size of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I've decked. Ran out of cards. I only had 4 cards left, and I need to draw 7. So what happens is I get an extra encounter card. As soon as your deck is exhausted, you shuffle. So even if you have exactly the number of cards you need to draw, you still shuffle your deck and get an encounter card as soon as it's empty. But I have to shuffle my deck, and I still get 3 more cards. So
I'm jealous.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I know. It's great to be me, kid. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So now we are on the villain turn. So step 1 is we add 1 threat per player.
So we are now up to 3.
Okay.
We're back up to 3.
Back up to 3. And then he's going to activate against us. So he's activating against me. I'm just going to take it. So he's a 0. And we get 2, but there's also a boost, which is if it deals damage to me, I'm exhausted. Oh, that stinks. All right, well, I'm down to 10. But we got rid of Shadows of the Past. That one brings in your Nemesis set if it was an encounter, not a boost. All right, now he's going to attack you.
So draw a card from the initiation, and let's see. I think, where am I at right now? 7. I think I will go ahead and, let's see. We're going to block this one.
All right, so now I've drawn the last 2 cards of the encounter deck. So it's the same thing like when a hero deck. but we get what's called an acceleration token. So now, instead of adding 2 threat per turn, we're going to add 3 threat per turn.
Yeah, it's 1 per acceleration token, so you can have multiples.
Okay, and you blocked, you said?
I did.
So he did 4, because that's 4 triangles total.
And I blocked, so 3 for my defense, 1 for the armored vest, so I blocked it all.
All right, and then I get an encounter card, and Dirk gets an encounter card. And now I have 2 encounter cards, kind of like that turn when we had a hazard. So I get an armored guard, who is a guard. So guard is, I cannot attack the villain until he's gone, and he's also tough. And we have a sonic converter. After claw attacks and damages a character, stun that character. And it's got a hero action. You can spend 1 of each to get rid of it. And it gives him a +1. So he's got 2 attachments now.
Oh, wow.
And that was my encounter.
And my encounter is, I get my eviction notice. So what that does is, I can flip to alter ego. And if I was not exhausted, I would be able to exhaust and remove the card from the game. However, I forget, it's been so long, I forget what the...
You could discard 1 card, so you have to discard 1 card at random, and it gains surge.
So I cannot do the first one, so I have to do the second one. So, let's see here.
Might as well flip. If you have any non-attacks that you want, you'll have that resource from your scientist ability.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might do it just for the resource. So I will go ahead and flip.
Okay.
And then
surge means he's going to get another
but I
card.
do have to discard a card at random before I resolve the surge ability. So.
Yep.
And hopefully this is not one of the cards that I wanted to hold on to. There were 2 of them I really wanted to hold on to. That was not one of them. I'm okay without that one. I mean, I would have liked it, but I'm okay without it. And my surge is assault. So, since if I would have stayed up, I would be attacked right now, but instead, the card gains surge. Law's Vengeance. So, I discard a card at random. Wow.
So he's losing 2 cards.
I lost 2 cards. I almost wish I'd have stayed up now. I would have been even.
Webbed up.
That's one of the cards.
I figured it was.
Okay, well, now that my hand's been gutted. Okay, well, I guess I will use
I'm going to do 8 damage to claw this time.
Peter Parker's scientist resource to play a spider tracer, which is the one we did earlier, and I will attach that to the armored guard so that whenever he's gone, we can remove some threat.
Okay.
And then I will spend 3 resources to play a med team. And a med team, basically, I get 3 counters on that. I can't remember what the counters are called, but whatever, I can exhaust it and spend one of those counters, and it allows me to heal 1 damage to a friendly character.
They are medical counters.
Medical counters, okay. And friendly characters, so I could do it to a minion if we had one out we wanted to keep around. Or, an ally, sorry. Allies, those are my minions. An ally or a hero, so, or an alter ego. So, I will go ahead and I'm going to come back up, and I have a helicarrier available.
Okay. I am going to let's see, we are at 3, that's not so bad. I'm going to spend a mental to go aerial. I'm going to use a power gauntlet to knock this guy's tough off. And you said the helicarrier is available?
Helicarrier is available, yes.
Yeah, so let's use Pepper's ability for the mansion and the helicarrier. We're going to do a haymaker, which we showed before, but that's cost 2, does 3. To take out the armored guard, which will take out the spider sense tracer, so that removes 3 threat from the main. So I thwarted without using my thwarting. Then I'm going to... That costs 2. Yeah, I was hoping to get rid of his stunner, but I can't do that and do damage to him. And I think I want to do the damage to him. There's no other enemies.
Oh, there's his health dial. Okay, I wondered where it was at.
Okay, that's... Well...
Remember, he's got retaliate as
I
well.
know,
So
that's why I'm thinking I might just get rid
I almost wonder if getting rid of the retaliate is
That's
better than getting
kind-
rid of the stun.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'll get rid of the retaliate and forego the attack. Because I can attack with other random things. So yeah, because I'm 1 resource short. Well, if I do that, will that give me 1 of everything? Yeah, that still gives me 1 of everything. Okay. Oh wait, there's no reason to do that. There's no threat. I'll hold on to that for next turn. So yeah, I'm going to spend 1 of each resource. So there's a mental, a strength, and an energy. And I'm going to get rid of his retaliate. Because that's a hero action. So hero action, I spent the 3 resources to get rid of this card. Then I got another power gauntlet, so I'm going to do 2 damage to him. And I got my arc reactor, and I will just hit him for 1, I guess.
You still did a little bit to him.
I did a little bit. I could have done 8 to him if I didn't get rid of his thing.
You've done more than I have to him because I've been distracted. I hit a few minions, but I haven't touched him yet.
Well, that's because you're just stuck as a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. You're not an Avenger.
Friendly, that's the key word. I'm friendly.
All right. I'm actually... Threat is not a problem right
It
now.
is not.
I am going to discard those 2 cards.
Okay.
1, 2, 8, but I'm going to put the Fort Justice on. Because when you discard cards, you could choose the order you want to discard them in. I'm going to put the Power just on the top. So for Pepper, a wild might be important over a specific energy type. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So we add 3 threat. And he's going to attack you.
So I will draw my card first, and I will let him hit me.
He will stun you if you take damage.
That is correct.
All right. So he does 5.
And that is the card that I drew, which is why I love Spider-Man's ability so much.
So backflip, he takes no damage.
So I'm not stunned.
All right. And then he's going to attack me. And
so let's see here. I am actually going to... I don't have anything that I'm able to do as far as during the player turn that it will matter. So I'm going to jump in and be the protection player that I am meant to be.
all right.
And block that.
And it does a total of 3.
And I blocked 4 of it. So I'm still good to go. I'm not stunned.
I would have been. So thank you, kid.
Okay, so when revealed, either spend 1 of each resource or exhaust each character I control. So, since my characters are already exhausted, I have to spend 1 of each resource. However, I do not have all 3 resources. So, what I will do instead is... That means I cannot play that card. Do I play that card? No, I will hold on to that card for a turn.
So you're spending what you can?
You know what?
Because you can't exhaust.
Let's see, hold on. I will spend what I can. Yes, I am going to spend a mental and a strength resources because I do not have any energy resources in my hand.
Okay.
So I will spend those 2. And that's my turn. Well, that's my count.
And we avoided it but now it's here. So now you get to see Shadows in the Past. I don't think that's shown up in either of our other games. So the way so these are the 5 orange back Nemesis set cards that each hero has. So in order, reveal your set aside Nemesis minion, which for me is Whiplash. So Whiplash is a 2/3. He has Retaliate, so when you attack him, he does damage. And he's got 4 hit points. All right. Then it says, reveal your set-aside Nemesis side scheme. So that's this guy. And this is Intimate Overload. When revealed, place an additional threat per player. So that's 5, and that's got an acceleration token. So we'll put a acceleration token here to help remind us. So now we're adding 4 instead of 3. Then it says shuffle the rest of your Nemesis into the deck. So that's these 3 cards will get shuffled into here. So each Nemesis set is kind of personalized to the hero. And effectively Whiplash is taking advantage of me being distracted by babysitting this kid.
Okay.
So shuffle the encounter deck. All right, and then
we pass the turn.
So
First player marker, I guess, not the turn.
Yeah, we are going to.
So because of my hand getting gutted, I don't have everything I needed, so the helicarrier is available for you.
What are you going to do?
Basically, I'm playing a web shooter. That's it.
Oh, okay.
I can't do anything else.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to discard 1, 2, 4 resources. Put the Genius on top to get Nick Fury. And I'm going to draw 3 cards.
Funny enough, that's the card I held on to for next turn.
Oh. Well, there you go. Then I'm going to use Pepper, who's using the Genius and a surveillance team to get a helicarrier out.
So now you have 2 helicarriers available.
I do.
So an important thing about the helicarriers is they reduce the cost. They don't pay the cost. So there are some cards that require specific types of resources. They won't help with that, but they will help reduce the cost.
Yeah, like my Rocket Boots here, for example, says exhaust them and spend a mental resource. This does not generate a mental resource. It just reduces the cost, like Dirk said. So let's take the 2 helicarriers. And I'm going to do a Haymaker on Whiplash. So that's 3 damage on him. And then I'm going to be a resource short for that. Bummer. Oh, okay. It is what it is. I'll use a Power Gauntlet to get rid of Whiplash.
Oh, Whiplash did have Retaliate, so you do take 1 from the Haymaker.
Oh, yep, you're right. Thank you. And I thought about that ahead. I would have had Nick attack first, because Nick could handle the Retaliate. Okay. I think since I can't play all these cards, I'm going to use a Wild as a mental. And then my Mark 1 helmet, I'll remove a threat from each of these. So this guy will go down to 4. That guy's at 2. I'm going to do 2 points to Claw. So he's down to 15. I'm going to thwart 3 to get rid of this guy. Arc Reactor ready. And
See, you still haven't used Nick, so you could get rid of all the threat.
all right, yep, you're right. Good thing you're on top of this. So, yeah, I will have him get rid of this. I knew I was going to use Nick. Apparently, I just gave him the damage early.
He was ready for that blow.
He's ready. He's used to it. And that will be my turn.
Okay, so my turn is going to be super quick, super simple. I'm going to spend one resource. I'm going to play a web shooter, which the web shooter is a resource generator for Spider-Man. I get 3 counters on that, and whenever I tap it and spend a counter, then I can generate a wild resource as a hero action. So I can only do that in hero mode.
Yep, pretty nice. The resource generators are nice.
But I am not able to use that right now since I'm already exhausted. I have no more actions since I lost most of my hand, so or half of it.
All right. So then we ready.
1, 2, 3, 4. I have 1 card left in my deck.
Well, let's get it out of my deck, I guess.
Ooh.
Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, so 7 cards.
Look at this beautiful hand that I'm going to have to spin.
Oh. Okay. Then, now we're back down to only adding 3 threat instead of 4. Getting in the villain phase. And then he's going to attack me. If a character takes damage, he'll be stunned. I have Nick Fury who could defend, so if Nick Fury takes any damage, he'll be stunned as he goes away, if he survives. So, it's 1, just 1. If the villain is making an undefended attack, it is not. Choose and discard an upgrade you control. So, Nick is exhausted, and technically he's still alive, but he's going to go away at the end of the turn in case you have to do something weird with allies. But, yeah, he's still there. He's stunned, and he's exhausted, but he's still got hit points. All right, and then Claw's going to attack you for a base 1.
So the first thing that will happen here, since I'm down to my last card, is I will draw that card. And then, because we're still in the middle of this, so I will get this card here because I have to shuffle my deck because I'm out of cards. So that does affect, it's my turn. Doing this in order is important because it does actually affect how the cards come out.
Right,
So,
I had started drawing for him, and so they're actually different encounter cards than he would have normally got.
okay. But now let's
Or at
look and
least
see.
one of them.
Let's look and see what I drew. Okay, seeing what I drew, we are going to block.
Okay. So you're defending for 4. He's attacking for 1. The password is 2.
Okay, so I successfully blocked.
And then discard 1 card at random from your hand.
Come on!
Radioactive Man is your friend.
Yes, he is. I love you so much. Okay. Well, I guess fortunately, unfortunately, this was like a very, very expensive hand. Over half of my hand cost me 4 to play, so I guess let's see what I'm losing here. Did I lose another one? I did.
There goes Nick.
There's the card that I held on to.
All right.
Okay. And now my second.
Oh, and now we're in counter.
Yeah.
Counter phase. That was your boost. All that fun happened during the boost. All right, I get a weapons runner. Now, I did reveal it, so the surge does trigger. So I draw another card. Masters of Mayhem. Do you have a master? No, you don't.
I do not have any.
Oh, then I get to search for one. Let's grab Melter again. Is he in here? Yep, he is. He was the next card.
Okay.
So then I shuffle the encounter deck. Like I said, technically Nick is still around, but not for long.
Okay, and so then my first encounter is... There you go, Tony.
All right, Mr. Stark.
So even though I drew the card, the very first thing on the card says to give it to the Tony Stark player.
Right. So now I have a choice. So I may flip. I'm going to choose a flip. Then I can exhaust him to remove business problems from the game, or I can exhaust each upgrade I control to discard it. I'm going to choose to exhaust and remove this card from the game. And I was wanting to go to Alter Ego anyways at some point, so okay, that works.
Okay, and then my second one is the Villain Schemes.
All right, so he's scheming for 2. At start, you get a buddy.
Okay, so since it's the end of the villain phase and that was during the encounter phase, he will not activate this turn.
No, that was just the boost.
That was a boost, so it does not surge. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Then Nick goes away.
And
Again.
then we will pass.
No, I just.
Oh, no,
I
you
just
passed
handed
it
it
to
to
me.
you.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry.
Let us see what we are going to do here. So you have Melter here. So.
Yep. I have 2 friends.
Well, shoot. Let's see.
Oh, I think I do have a tech upgrade in my discard pile. I do. I got the rocket boots. Okay.
Okay, so. Okay, so what I'm going to turn up doing is I'm going to exhaust a web shooter and spend a resource from it to play another web shooter. So can I get 2 more counters, please?
There you go.
Okay. Then I will exhaust that web shooter. I will exhaust the helicarrier. And I will spend 2 resources, which unfortunately there goes the armored vest I wanted to play on you. But that allows me to play, we're going to do Webbed Up. So the Webbed Up is the one that I lost earlier in the game, but I got to keep it this time. But it allows me to, I play that onto, is it anybody or is it?
Any enemy.
I play it on an enemy. I'm going to choose Claw. And what that means is whenever he attacks next, then I will discard the Webbed Up, and then he becomes stunned. And then, of course, the stunned, whenever he goes to attack for that, then that is discarded instead of him attacking. So I'm effectively stopping 2 attacks.
All right.
Okay, and that is the end of my turn.
Okay. I am going to use Stark Tower to put this rocket boot back in my hand. I'm going to use my Futurist ability. 1, 2, 3. Look at the top 3 cards. Choose one. There's 3 threat. I'm going to take the interrogation room, I think.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. Then I'm going to flip. I'm going to spend an energy to get tenacity out. What tenacity does is I can spend a strength to ready. So it's kind of like with my arc reactor. So now I can activate 3 times.
The difference is tenacity will be, you have to discard that
Yes.
to use it as well. So
Yes.
it's only a 1 shot,
Yes.
not like unlike the arc reactor.
Right. Going to do. We got none of these guys. He's got 5.
Do you have any mental in your hand?
I do.
So, okay, so
I'm just thinking the best way to do this. I do need to kill Melter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my helicarrier, and I'm going to do a repulsor blast. So what a repulsor blast is I deal 1 damage to an enemy. So I'm going to do 1 damage to Melter. Then I discard the top 5 cards of my deck, and for each energy I do 2 additional damage. So I want to draw at least 2 energies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
and it's each energy symbol, not card. So.
Right. So I ended up with 2 energy symbols. So that's 4 more damage to Melter. So that defeated him. And I'm gonna. Well, I haven't used Pepper yet. Oh, I thought I did.
You have not. That's why I was wondering about the mental. Because it was something you'd be able to use and then put on top. Or use twice. So.
Yeah. The problem is. Okay. Well, I haven't triggered that yet, but I will. Then I'm going to, well, since I got, no, I don't want to do pepper for that, do I? Sure, why not? I'll use pepper for the strength. I timed that wrong. To use the tenacity to ready. Okay, then I'm going to pitch a mental to go aerial. I'm doing one threat from each, so that's him. And then I'm going to do 2 against him. 2 against him. I assume you wanted your guy gone.
Works for me.
Okay. Cleaning up your mess.
Oh, gee, thanks, Mr. Stark.
Hey, you got it right.
Gotta stroke that ego.
He can be learned. The kid can learn. I'm going to spend 2 cards for a supersonic punch and show him how it's done. That's 8 damage. So he is down to 7. And I'm going to get the yeah, I'll get the other rocket boots, which gives me another hit point. And then I'm just going to punch for, oh no, I'll thwart this away once, and then I'll use my arc reactor to ready and hit him for 1. So he is down to 6.
Okay. All right. Ready everything. I'm going to move these up here.
And then I decked again. Drew 1 card and decked. So I have to shuffle again. So Iron Man starts a little slow, but once you get him going, he's pretty powerful. He's got more hit points than She-Hulk, who comes with 15. He can get up to 17 hit points, but he starts with the smallest at 9. And his hand size can get up to 7, and it starts with 1 when you're hero. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But it takes a few turns to get those armor pieces. Meanwhile, and the schemes can build up while you're playing in the lab, I guess. All right, so we got 3 threat.
Okay.
And he is webbed up against you.
So because he's webbed up, then he does not actually initiate the attack, so I don't get the card draw.
And that gets replaced with a stun. And then he attacks me and gets rid of a stun.
Because the wording on both of those is when they would initiate or when they would attack, discard the card instead. So.
And then you get an encounter, and I get a second encounter.
Okay, so I got Claw's Vengeance. So I am hero, so Claw will attack me. So now, right? Claw attacks you.
And if you take any damage, we add a threat to the main scheme.
So now I do get to draw the card from it, and I am going to. Wait, we do what now?
He add a threat.
This one adds threat?
Yeah,
Okay.
if you take any damage, you place 1 threat.
I'm going to block.
Okay. So you're
Blocking for 4.
He is a 1. He ends up being a 2, and deal 1 damage to each hero.
Okay, so
Whirlwind gets to do his little fun boost ability. So we each take a point of damage.
but because it took the point of damage, that's from the boost. Does that count as stun?
No, that's when Claw attacks and damage. Oh, well,
That is part of the attack.
that's part of the attack, yes. So we're both stunned. That's annoying.
So, yep.
Well, it's more annoying for you. I can get rid of my stun pretty quickly, but you, unfortunately, are exhausted. Caught off guard. Well, I'll get rid of... I have an extra rocket boot, so that was why I played it for that card, actually. And then I have an armored guard who comes in tough.
Okay.
Okay.
We have a minion.
We do. We have an armored guard.
So, well, because I have a spider tracer, but he's probably going to be gone before my turn, huh?
He does have guard. Yeah, he keeps me from doing anything.
Well, I mean,
I could hold on to... if you
Well, the thing is, though, you're probably going to be able to get rid of the threat anyways, to be honest.
I'm gonna get rid of the threat with a 4 justice, so or my basic thwart. Actually, I'm just use my basic thwart. So I'm going to thwart for 3. Gets rid of that. Use my arc reactor to ready, and then I'm going to attack. So since I'm stunned, the next time the character would attack, discard the status card instead. So I'm activating a basic attack to get rid of my stun. Then I'm at 9, you're at 6. Okay. I'm going to use a mental to go aerial. Oh, he's got 3 hit points. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So I can do a point to him.
As an event?
No.
Oh. I can wait to do that on your turn. Okay. I will use 1 gauntlet and knock off the top, the second gauntlet to do 2 damage to him. So I need to save this card. Okay. Let's save that card as well for now. I'm going to use the Helicarrier and 3 cards. I'll get Nick. I guess technically I can get rid of him with Nick. Draw 3 cards. Ooh. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Yeah, so Nick is going to take out this guy.
Okay.
And then I'm already aerial. So I'm going to use a strength. Oh, wait, that's not going to work. No, I got to do it this way first. 1, 2, 3, 4. To get an Avenger Mansion. Then I'm going to use Pepper to use that strength, and I'll do 8 damage to Claw, which will defeat him. He only has 6 health left. So now we move to Claw Stage 2. So now we search the encounter deck and discard pile for the Immortal Claw and reveal it, which is a side scheme, which I think is in there. Yeah. And his ability is the same, but he is now a 2/1, so his attack went up by 1. He also has 18 hit points, so he's 36 hit points.
I am not seeing that one. It looks like that one is in the encounter deck.
Well, okay. Yep. All right. That needs to be shuffled. So the Immortal Claw is a side scheme, which says Claw gets plus 10 hit points. And when the scheme is defeated, he loses hit points. And it also has an acceleration token. So he's actually at 46. And we have an acceleration token, which means we're adding 4 threat now instead of 3. And this has got 6 hit points on it. And there's Claw 3 back. And how's your hand looking?
If you don't need that, it would be helpful to me.
Oh, yeah. Because I don't, it'd just be drawing a card. Yeah, so Avenger Mansion works like the Helicarrier. I can exhaust it, choose a player, and that player gets to draw a card. So the end of before I pass in my turn, I will use the Avenger Mansion, choose Dirk to draw a card.
Okay, and there is, ooh, that's a nice card.
And I will end my turn.
Okay, so then what I am going to do is, the first thing I will do is I will spend a strength, so 2 resources to play Black Cat. And what Black Cat does is, as a forced response, whenever she comes into play, I discard 2 cards.
Yep.
2 cards, the top 2 cards of my deck, and for each one that has a mental resource, I can add it to my hand. So this is a printed mental resource. So is it printed? Does it say printed?
Yes.
So the wild card cannot be counted for that. But I did get a Get Behind Me, which is a mental resource, so I can add that to my hand now.
And so she's a 1/1, but you'll notice that her attack does not have a star. So she can attack without taking consequential damage. She will take consequential damage if Dirk decides to thwart with her, like a normal ally. But if he chooses to attack with her, she won't take any consequential damage.
Okay.
Hold on, that.
Okay, so then, let's see. All right, the next thing I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to spend the helicarrier and what is that? We're going to do both web shooters, I think. So each has one left on it. We are going to, so that's 1, 2, 3, and since there are no enemies out, we'll spend a spider tracer. So that's a total of 4, and I will also play an Avenger Mansion.
Okay.
And I am going to exhaust that to draw a card from that. Good, that allows me to do what? Good, I can do what I want now. So I will spend 3 resources, and now I will play Mockingbird. And Mockingbird has a response that when she comes into play, I can stun an enemy. So I'm going to choose to stun Claw.
Okay.
So, let's see. We are going to use Mockingbird to thwart. We'll take this down to 5. Let's see. Black Cat, because I'd really rather not damage her out at this point. We are going to... Actually, you know what? I have the med team. We're going to actually use her to thwart here, so we'll thwart this down to 4. 3, 4. She will take a consequential damage, like Dave said, because she does have that thwart. Oh, Black Cat, Mockingbird as well, that's right. And then I am going to use one of the med team counters from earlier to heal the damage to Black Cat so that I can continue to use her to attack. And that is going to be my turn. I'm going to hold on to my last card.
Okay. So yeah, we ready all our cards. We're both built up pretty good. But so we just pretty much need to do 46 points of damage. Or thwart 4, which will do 10 points of damage effectively. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay. We add 4 threat to the main. And then he's attacking me. I'm going to have Nick take it. So these guys are upside down. And we're almost gone through the encounter deck again. So he's attacking for 1, 3, and he gets a tough. Oh no, he's stunned against me. I'm sorry, he's stunned against me. But I can have Nick well, he initiates attack against you.
So he'll initiate the attack against me, so I will draw the card.
And then I'll have Nick take it.
Okay. Same result.
Same result. Yeah, he gets a tough. And Nick is defeated this time. So he would be stunned if he was still alive. But all right, and then encounter cards. We have no extra encounter cards for a change.
Yet.
Sonic Boom. So I spend 1 of each or exhaust each character I control. You know what? I'm going to choose to exhaust because...
That's really expensive, especially for a character who has the ability to untap.
Yep.
Or unexhaust. Sorry. Wrong game. Okay, and then mine is the Electric Whip attack. So I get one of Iron Man's Nemesis cards here, but when revealed, choose to either deal 1 damage to your hero for each upgrade you control, or choose and discard an upgrade I control. So I have a total of 2 upgrades, so I can choose to damage, or let's see, or the other option is
discard an upgrade.
Yep. So I'm actually going to do something a little bit different here. So it is going to result in me discarding an upgrade as a result, but I'm going to spend my last resource on one of my web shooters to play a Get Behind Me. And what that does is when a treachery is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel its when revealed effects, and the villain attacks me instead. So I don't have to discard anything. Yes, I already did. That's fine. But I'm actually doing this because I want the card draw from the attack.
Ah, okay.
So No, it's because
Oh, sorry. But
so he will attack me. So I will draw my card.
we only have one card, so we need to shuffle the encounter deck. Then it gets another acceleration. He's attacking you for a base 2.
So I already drew my card. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let him attack me,
5.
and I will backflip away.
Okay.
This time I actually had that card, so it wasn't the top deck.
All right.
Okay. So then,
Now Dirk's first player. Or Black Cat's first player, I guess.
yeah, see, she complained about it when you said I was first player.
Yep.
Okay, what do we have here? So he's got toughness. So what I will do is I will use Black Cat to get rid of his toughness. So she'll attack for 1. She will not take any damage from that. I do not have the resources actually to get rid of the Sonic Converter, but so far, knock on wood, has not been too big of an issue. So what I'm going to do instead here is, well, I can't really thwart too much away, but I am also going to, because of what's in my hand, I am going to attack to get rid of my stun. So there's nothing there, but I will spend an energy for 2 and spend my last resource on one of my web shooters, or my second web shooter. So it gives me a total of 3. Do a swing web kick for 8.
Okay. Down to 38.
I will spend a helicarrier, 2 more resources. Play a second swinging web kick.
I've taught you well, kid. Down to 30.
And then my question here is: do you need help with the Immortal Claw to get rid of that?
I got a 4 justice.
Okay.
The mental.
With a mental? Okay, so then
You can have her thwart off the main.
I will thwart off of the main, so she will take a 2nd point and remove 1 there. I have an Avenger Mansion. I am going to exhaust and allow Dave to draw a card.
Oh, nice. All right.
And pass turn.
Okay. I'll use my mansion. All right. Let's watch his hit point dial drop here, folks. I'm going to use a helicarrier and a surveillance team to do 4 justice on the Immortal Claw. Since I used a mental, I don't know if if you spin a mental, it does 4 instead of 3.
So that will get rid of those.
And when that is defeated, he loses the 10 extra hit points he's got. So he's down to 20 hit points.
So we've done, let's see, that's 26 to him so far this turn.
Yep. Now, unfortunately, that was my only mental, so I can't go aerial. But I can do other stuff.
Well, did you already play your Avenger Mansion?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I used it. So I am going to discard 2 cards. I'm going to do a Supersonic Punch for 4. So that's down to 16. And I'll do a Haymaker for 3 more. So that's down to 13. Oops. Then I'm going to use my 2 Power Gauntlets. Oops, that'll do 1 each. Plus I'll use the Arc Raptor ready and hit, so I'm doing 3 more. So he's down to 10. So he went from, was he full 46? I don't remember. But he's down to 10 now. That's the important thing.
Wait a minute, hold on. We did.
Oh, you did?
We did 26 to him total, and then you did 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
sounds about right.
So he's taken 36 damage, if you count the losing the 10 from there.
Yeah, well, yes, we're counting it.
All right. So if all goes well, we could finish the game next turn.
Okay.
Famous last words, I know. All right. So I'm going. We ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if Claw's going to make his move, this is the turn to do it. Well, his first move is he's going to add 4 threat to the main. So that puts us at 7 of 12.
Okay.
And then he's going to attack you for a base 2.
So I will draw a card, and then I am going to block that one.
So that is 7.
7. Oh, wow. Okay, so I took 3, so I am also stunned.
Yep. Then he's attacking me.
And Mockingbird will block that.
Oh, thank you. 4, 5. And then encounter cards.
And so I got an advance, the villain schemes.
All right. So 2. And you get a friend.
Okay, so 2.
So it's 9 of
12
12.
to 9.
And I get Melter. All right. So he's got 10 health. Okay. We're going to spin a mental to go aerial. 3 from a haymaker. So he's down to 7. Three from a haymaker. He's down to 4. I really need help thwarting, so there you go. And then I'll do 2 and 2, which will defeat him. And Dirk now has a thwart of 2. And then I will thwart for 3. And I get ready and thwart for 3 more. Couldn't quite clean all the thread out, but that's okay. Anyways, so that was our tribute to Spider-Man Homecoming. This is also Game 3 of Marvel Champions Learn to Play, using cards just from the core box. Do you have any final comments, Dirk?
No, actually, this one, it's been a long time since we've gone back and revisited just the core box and deck building with it. So, with just minor deck tweaks, though, I mean, I think we made, they came out pretty effective. So,
I agree. So, yeah, we'll do more Marvel Champions videos, but we're going to be using content from the entire collection. Also, if you saw our X-23 Deadpool ones, we had like some other components and stuff. So this is like my travel copy, so I don't have it sleeved. But we have the upgraded tokens and bits and sleeve cards, and it takes up a little bit more room, but I like the bling. But what you see here, with the exception of the playmat, you get in the core box. And as we showed in the beginning of the video, yes, you can tweak the decks. And Iron Man will come in an aggression normally, and Peter Parker comes in justice, but I think protection is probably his best from the core set anyways.
Yes, I agree.
Because that 3 defense is really nice. And then he got the armor vest pretty early, so Claw had the stunner for a long time, and he wasn't stunning people.
Right, well, I think he got 1 successful stun out of that, maybe 2, maybe
2. Yeah. Anyways, so thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hey folks, if you like that, we've got more videos. There should be one right about here.
One right about here.
And you can subscribe down here. Thank you.